Hey everybody, this is Myra from LunaWorks Odds and Ends. I'm here to talk about lesbian health, lesbian couples health specifically. The reason I want to talk about that because it's the most important part of having a relationship for a long period of time is to ensure that each other have good wellness, physical, mental, and spiritual. That's the most important part. For Yvonne and I, those things were very important. And what I want to talk today specifically about is what did you bring to the table when you got together as a couple? Now, I don't mean you're just dating, I mean you about to U-Haul. You're about to move in with each other. You said, I am going to have a relationship with this person. This is it. We're going to have this monogamous relationship. And you have said that in your head. And the first part about that is you have to be truthful to your partner. You have to tell them all those things that you have issues with physically or mentally or spiritually. Because if you don't, you are starting out the relationship a lie. I grew up a very sick kid. Asthma, allergies, you name it, I had it. Mosquitoes, all of that stuff. Very sick kid. And when my first year in college, I was very active, played sports all the time, and I played tennis. And I actually took a tennis course in college as extracurriculum sports. I'm not even going to talk about badminton, but anyway. So I took this tennis class, and it's starting to rain, and I run back to the dorm. And I felt myself start to wheeze while I'm running back to the dorm. And by the time I get to the dorm, I had a full-fledged asthma attack. And as I was sitting there wheezing and coughing and choking and all of that kind of stuff, trying to catch my breath, I vowed that time that I was going to figure out how not to have an asthma attack. And the first thing I realized was not to do what I just did. So for 6 years, I kept all of that down. No asthma attack. And 6 years later, I actually had met Yvonne. And I had controlled the asthma attack, but I was still having sports. I'm riding a motorcycle. I'm just, wow, kind of thing. And after Yvonne and I got together, within the month, I had an asthma attack. Now, Yvonne kind of knew I had asthma because I walked around with the inhaler. I mean, I always carry it since I was a little kid. I could not use it. Sometimes I have to go and throw it away because I haven't used it for a year. But I always had one, and she knew I had asthma. But she did not know what that looked like. She didn't know what that mean. She didn't know how that happens. So here I am in the bathroom, wheezing and breathing heavy and the whole deal, and she is out there, not even a month in a relationship, and I'm trying to handle my business, but she's on the outside wondering, what is the business? What is going on in there? How can I help? You hear somebody wheezing and all that. Anyway, all that to say, a better way to do things is to come correct. What would have been better if she didn't known, if I had told her, well, sometimes I have asthma and it looks like this. And this is what you can do for me when you see that. Or there's nothing you can do. Or when I say, call 911, that's it. But you don't know that. But you have to tell them that to let them know. I want to go over a lot of things that you should think about when you become a couple, and about health, and having those long conversations about what is your thing, or do you have a thing, or do you don't even know if you have a thing at all. So to me, we have been very open about, as we get along, as we go along, about our health issues. And so that's what I want to talk about. And we're just going to go from there, and we're going to talk about what you should be thinking about as a couple, or that starts really with yourself. You have to get yourself healthy first. When I first went to this doctor, primary care, is first time I went to Washington. Was living in Washington, and the company I was working for had a little bit of insurance, So I go to get this. I decided I was going to get only women for my doctors, and I go to this teaching school, and the primary care is a woman, and when the resident came in, it was a man. Now I came in because I had a blister, uh, something above my tooth. I had to establish this woman as my primary care, and which I was starting to, until the resident walked in, and no big deal. So he goes, "What brings you in?" And I'm telling him about the tooth, the whole deal. He goes, "Okay, we'll just get undressed and we'll start the exam." And I'm like, "Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Why am I getting undressed for you to look at my teeth?" And he says, "For your gynecology, for your pap smear." I went, "I ain't come here for a pap smear." I was like, "No, if you're not gonna look at my teeth, we're done." And I literally walked out, and I swore from that point on that I was never gonna. I was gonna make sure that even the doctor's assistants were women. To this day, my primary care is a woman who's brilliant, and my gynecologist is brilliant, and there's my gastro doctor. It's a woman. Finding a good doctor as a woman is hard enough. Finding a good doctor as a lesbian is harder, because you have a lot of things you got to deal with. Just because there's, in some states is gay marriage and all of this stuff, and everybody's kind of woke about it, but that's not everywhere. Big cities, maybe, hometowns, Midwest, in the South, they're still not having that. But you have to still take care of yourself, and to start, because the thing is, lesbians don't make a whole lot of money. They don't have insurance all the time. That's just how it is. Women don't have money, and you don't always have jobs that have insurance. So, first, I would like to tell you to look up the Affordable Care Act and look into that. So, if you don't have any health care, there is health care out there for you, and make sure you get everything checked. If you don't get anything done, make sure everything is basically checked to see that you're okay. Don't think because you're young you're going to be okay. You don't have to worry about it. Don't think like you're too old. I'm not even going to worry about it no more. Take care of yourself. That is the message I'm going to say. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, why would your partner care about taking care of you or themselves necessarily? So you have to make that a family decision about caring for your health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. It all comes together. You cannot fix everything from the neck down without fixing the stuff that's up here in the head. We got to get off of this thing about this stigma about mental health. I'm not an expert. The only expertise I have is the fact that I have had it all. I've been to all of it. That's so I'm really wanting to tell you the tools that you need to make yourself and your partner very happy and healthy and be very well. So here's a couple of things we're going to talk about. I'm going to get into some food. During the pandemic, most people were gaining weight. I lost 40 pounds. And I want to talk to you how I did that, and show you what I was eating. And so actually at the end of this video, I will kind of have a little video of the food that I eat during the COVID-19, I call it, my COVID-19 food. And I'll show you how to make some of those things. Very simple, and why I decided to do that and how I decided to do it. It was very simple. I had to learn about my gut health, really. It It was all about my gut health. I thought about everything. I mean, you think about it, you know what to eat, you know what not to eat. But sometimes I need it personally to know why I shouldn't eat these things. That was an important part of why should, you can tell me, the Atkins, all these different diets about this, that, and the other, which tell me why I shouldn't eat it. And what I learned was about why I should not eat certain things. And I was okay with it. And so right now I'm in my maintenance period and struggling. And maybe that's something we'll do together is get back on track. So a lot of this is about you making sure you're healthy, making sure your partner's healthy, because that is such a big deal about how you care for yourself and your partner on how long you stay together.